Good day, sir. I am Ron Michael Nene, and for today, I am going to do the video demo about our Module 2 exam, which is to develop the PLC system that will satisfy the given sequence. Use only FBD pattern in programming the given task. So for task 1, which is this one, the video demo, the assigned sequence for me is group 3, which has an A plus, C plus, A minus, C minus, B plus, B minus sequence. And to start things off, we will be setting up our fluid sim. So what are we required here is a 24 volt electrical connection and a 0 volt connection. Oh, it's the wrong one. And then we need 7 switches in order for our sequence to function properly, which is called the magnetic proximity switch, and we need 7 of it. I'll be adjusting this for a moment, and I will adjust my camera too. And then we are required a logic module, which is this one, and then 3 solenoids. So valve solenoid. And then all we have to do now is to align it all, or connect it rather, to the needed connection in order for our demonstration to work. And last but not least, before we forget, we need our push button make ladder. This will serve as our button for our task for today. Five, five. So, and then I 8. And then we will connect the switch to the 0 connection or the 0 volt component. And then the button will be connected to our 24 volt component. And then lastly, our solenoid will be connected. And with that, we have completed our I/O wiring diagram. And then after the I/O wiring diagram, we will have to uh, label it first before we proceed to our next step. This will be solenoid A. This will be solenoid. This will be solenoid C. And this will be our start button. And then this will be switch 1. And then the next one will be switch 2 and onwards. S2, S3, S4, S5, and S6. And lastly, our switch 7. And then now, all we have to do now is, oops, go to our logic module here. Let me switch the view. Oh, it's still there. So now we have our logic module here. And here onwards, we will be doing our uh, function or FBD wiring program. And to do that, we will have to connect some things here. First things first, we will have to put in our components. So what are the components needed for this? Components are as follows. First thing is our N, and then our RS, which means latching relay, and then our M, which is the buffer. And last but not the least, our one, which is the knot. And with that, we will have to arrange the components here first. Oops. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we need the last one. I'll be adjusting this in order to see the full perspective. And then the last one will be this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 RS, which is the latching relay, and then we will also have 7 M, which is 7 buffers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we will use again our knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 nuts are needed for this one. And 4, 5. Then last but not the least is our end again. We will have to use it one more time here. And it only has 3 ends on the end part. So now, since we have assembled our components here, we will be connecting the required connections. So this will go here. And then this will go here. And then adjust this from now. And then this will be connected here. And for our I2 will be connected here, the second end. And then there's another connection that will be connected. Ports. It will be connected here on our I2. And then I3 will be connected to our second RS. After adjusting it, our I4 will be connected here in the middle. And there is a connection will be required, which is connected to our I4. And this connection will be connected to our I4. There we go. And there's another connection here. In the bottom will be connected to our RS, the third RS. And then for our I5 will be connected here in our second to the last RS. And then our I6 will be connected on this one. Our I7, the last one, will be connected on our third RS. Now moving forward, we will be connecting our end components here. So for our first end component, it will be connected here on the RS. Then moving forward to our RS components. Our RS components will be connected here for the first RS component on the top side. We will be connecting it to the bottom side. This one. So this thing here, it will serve as our reset, the M, it is called the buffer. The buffer will serve as our reset. And then moving forward on to the next one, this component will be connected to our one, which is called the NOT component. After connecting it to the NOT component, we will be connecting our next RS component, which will be connected to our another one component. And to the following RS components, the same thing will be done. Another RS component to R1, RS component to R1, another RS component to R1, and RS component to R1, rather, sorry, and then another RS component to 1. And let me adjust this. Then next is our buffers. So for our buffers, we will be connecting it to RS and 1, which is called the NOT. We will be connecting in the connections now. After connecting it, we will proceed to our 1. So for here, we will just be connecting it just the same that we did from our RS. So after connecting this, we will proceed to our last end device. So for our end devices, we have some certain connections that are connected to our NOT components. So we will be connecting this one to our here. And I will adjust the wire for a moment. And then the middle one will be connected to our second one component. Let me adjust this first. Second one will be connected here. I've connected the wrong. It's in the wrong place. It should be all the way here. Adjusting the wire will make it more clear. And then after connecting it to the um I've connected it to the wrong wire. Should be connected to the other one on the third one. So after this one, we will be connecting the third node to the second node of our device. So for the next end device, the second end device, we will be connecting our first node to the second to the last node. There we go. And we adjust the wire for a moment. Mm, But this, okay. So we have done our, oh, wait, it's on the wrong node. The first node will be connected to the second to the last node device. And then for our node, second node will be connected to the last node. And our third node will be connected here. And then for the last node or the third end device, and for the first node, we will be connecting it here on our M for the latching relay, which is on the second latching relay. Second latching relay. So connecting it, we will proceed to the second. The second one will be on the third to the last. Third to the last, not device. And then it will be connected to the second node. And then before we finalize what we have done, we have our solenoid or the end device to connect it to the output, which is Q1 to Q8. But not all of the end devices or the Q1 to Q8 or output devices rather will be used. So what are we going to use here? So we are going to use the Q2, Q4, and Q6. So lastly, we will be connecting it. So this will be connected to Q2, and this will be connected to Q4, and this will be connected to Q6. And with that, we have done our FBD wiring diagram. So with that being said, this is the demo for our module 2 exam. This is the outcome for our FBD wiring diagram for my group 3. That's our or my wiring diagram made yours truly. And then here is the IO wiring diagram. So for the IO assignment table, the I1 is the PB no momentary switch. Then our I2 is our magnetic proximity switch. I2 until I8. That will be our magnetic proximity switch. And then for our Q1, which is solenoid A, oh no, it's Q2, which is connected to solenoid A, and then Q4, solenoid B, and Q6 solenoid C, that will be our valve solenoid. And with that, we have our last is the pneumatic wiring. And last but not the least, going back to our pneumatic wiring cylinder. So for our pneumatic wiring cylinder, we have three solenoids. Therefore, we have uh, three pneumatic wiring cylinder. So we will have three cylinders here. First things first, we will have to put our double acting cylinder here. First, second, and for our third cylinder. And then we will have our distance rule, distance rule, distance rule. And then we will be having our fifth wave valve for cylinders A, B, and C. One cylinder, two, or cylinder B rather, then cylinder C. And then we need our last but not the least, the compressor, compressed air supply rather. And then what we're gonna do here is connect it. And then we're gonna name this oh, sorry, it's S1 and then S3. It's our so this will be our cylinder A, cylinder B, and cylinder C. So we need to connect our compressed air supply first, but we need to replace the pneumatic connection. And then we will have to connect this one. And then this will be our cylinder A, cylinder B, cylinder C. We will be just renaming it for a moment. Cylinder A, cylinder B, and cylinder C. And here is our pneumatic wiring cylinders. And cylinder A, by the way, is for solenoid A. Solenoid A. And then this one will be for solenoid B. And this one is will be for solenoid C. With that, that concludes my demo for this Module 2 exam. Thank you for listening.